So what exactly is HTML? HTML is one of the fundamental languages that is used to build a website and define the structure of web content. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language and uses markup to organize and display text. You can think of the word markup as tags, and these tags include an opening tag and a closing tag. An example of this would be something like this. In order to get started with writing any form of HTML, we'd have to create a folder for our file. Once you have created that folder, we'll right-click on it and open it in VS Code as a workspace. A workspace being a collection of one or more folders that we have opened in a VS Code window. If you don't have this or unsure of how I enabled it, there's a series of boxes that should be ticked during the installation of VS Code. The previous video from this one goes through how to set it up exactly. Once you have the workspace open, we're going to create our file here. You can name it anything you want, but it's best practice to name the first HTML file in any of your projects to index. You can think of this as the beginning of your site and what would be open first if it was fetched from a server. Your extension should be .html, so that VS Code and other applications may know what kind of file we are working with. Once done, VS Code has this nice handy feature called emit abbreviation, and this exclamation mark will help us generate HTML boilerplate that is essential for most projects you'll be working on. It would be great to write these manually for yourself to get used to what goes where, but for this purpose and saving time, this abbreviation is helpful. This is how markup looks like, and I will be going over what each tag in this document means from the top to the bottom. The very first element I'd like to bring your attention to is this one. This is the document type declaration of the HTML file. There are many other versions of HTML, and the most recent one as of recording this video is HTML5, and this one line specifically tells the browser to render the following markup as HTML5 since there are other elements that would not work otherwise. This HTML tag is the root of any HTML document. It contains all other tags besides the DOCTYPE that we mentioned. It has an opening HTML tag and a closing one at the bottom. Not all tags necessarily have a closing tag in HTML. This HTML tag also has a language attribute, which just specifies the language of content in the website. Always try to specify a language here. Don't leave it blank as it helps screen readers and search engines. The next one is the head tag, and that houses all the metadata of your website. Visually, this content is not visible to the user, but it does provide information about your website and helps with SEO, which is search engine optimization, which is another topic that we'll discuss in future videos. You don't have to worry too much about what these meta tags do for now, but one thing that would be great to point out is this viewport one. Without it, your website will not display properly on a mobile device. The metadata here can include meta tags, title tags, link tags, script, style sheets, and many more. It helps various services to better understand the content of your website and how to present it to others. An example will be something like this, a description you can write for your website. The title tag just specifies a title for your website. It can be seen by a user on their own browser tab. You can pretty much think of this head section as most things that services will use to identify your content. There is one tag that is not included here, and that is the link tag. As the name implies, this link tag just refers to another document, which can be set right here. And finally, the body tag. This is where most of your content will be going. This houses all the visual elements that a user would see, like paragraphs, pictures, and videos, and lots more. Some head elements can be added here as well, and these still won't be shown to the user visually. There is a vast amount of tags that are present in HTML itself, and going through every single one would not be possible without making this video longer than it should. There's a lot of documentation that could assist you in understanding what everything we have just discussed here in more detail. Some resources will be linked in the description below. I think that should be about it covering what HTML is. And with that, I will see you guys in the next one.